Pocket English Podcast
from your pocket.
Welcome back to Pocket English, your quick language fix for real life. Today, we are fixing the exact 10-second interaction that ruins your confidence every single Monday morning. You are pouring coffee, your coworker walks in, smiles, and asks, "Hey, how was your weekend?" Your heart beats fast. You panic. Your mind goes completely blank, and you just mumble, "Fine." The silence that follows is deafening.
I used to hate Mondays because of this exact moment. I actually used to time my coffee breaks to make sure the office kitchen was completely empty, just to avoid the small talk.
But in the next few minutes, you will learn the 3-step acknowledge, detail, bounce method. Plus, get real repeat after me practice so you never freeze during small talk again.
I really wish I had this method when I first started working in an English-speaking office. I remember thinking, if I just say fine, I sound cold or rude. But if I try to explain my whole weekend, I am going to make a grammar mistake. So fine was my safety word, but it kills the conversation instantly.
Exactly. And the other extreme is just as bad. Some learners panic and give a full police report. They say, "I woke up at 7, I ate an egg, I took the bus, I went to the supermarket."
Right. I've definitely done that too. And you can see the coworkers slowly backing away because it is just too much information.
The problem is, native speakers do not ask about your weekend because they want a timeline of your life. They ask it simply to connect with you. It's a friendly social ritual. They want a tiny detail to show that you're human, and then they want to move on.
So how do we find that perfect balance? How do we say more than fine but less than a 10-minute story?
We use the acknowledge, detail, bounce framework. It's 3 simple sentences. First, you acknowledge the question with a short, positive phrase. Second, you share one tiny detail about your weekend. Third, you bounce the conversation back to them by asking a question.
Acknowledge, detail, bounce. That is so easy to remember. Let's break down that first step. What do you mean by acknowledge?
Acknowledging simply means accepting the greeting smoothly. Instead of just saying fine, you can say it was good, or pretty quiet, thanks, or not bad. It's just a soft cushion before you give your answer.
I like pretty quiet, thanks. It sounds very natural. What comes next?
Next is the detail. This is where most learners freeze because they think they need an exciting story. You do not need an exciting story. You just need one simple sentence about a normal, everyday activity. And to make it sound incredibly natural, we're going to use specific conversational softeners. Let's look at 3 common weekend scenarios.
Scenario 1 is the lazy weekend. This is when you stayed home, did absolutely nothing, and loved it. What is the best way to explain a lazy weekend without sounding boring?
For a lazy weekend, native speakers use the phrases take it easy and catch up on.
Take it easy. I hear that a lot. Does that just mean relax?
Yes, instead of saying I relaxed in my house, which sounds a bit formal, native speakers say I just took it easy. Let's practice that. Repeat after me out loud wherever you are listening. I just took it easy.
I just took it easy. Notice how the words link together. Took it easy. Say it one more time. I just took it easy.
Perfect. And the second phrase is catch up on. You can say I caught up on some sleep.
Wait, catch up on? That sounds confusing. What does catch up on actually mean?
Catch up on means doing something that you did not have time to do during the busy work week. So if you only slept 5 hours a night from Monday to Friday, on Saturday you catch up on sleep. You can also catch up on laundry or catch up on your favorite television shows.
That makes so much sense. So if I put the first 2 steps together, I acknowledge and then I give my detail. It was good. I just took it easy and caught up on some sleep.
Exactly. And then you do the final step. You bounce. You bounce the attention back to your coworker. You simply ask, "How about you?" Or "Did you get up too much?"
Let's practice the full acknowledge, detail, bounce for a lazy weekend. I'm going to be the coworker. Emma, how was your weekend?
It was good. I just took it easy and caught up on some sleep. How about you?
That sounds so smooth. It's friendly, it's natural, and it takes the pressure off you because now I have to talk about my weekend.
Let's move to scenario 2, the busy weekend. This is when you spent your Saturday and Sunday doing chores, going to the store, and fixing things.
For this one, I usually just say I was very busy doing things, but I know that doesn't sound quite right.
A much better word to use is errands, E-R-R-A-N-D-S, errands.
Are errands things like going to the gym or meeting a friend for lunch?
No, errands are small, boring jobs that you have to leave your house to do. Buying groceries, going to the post office, picking up medicine, or getting your car washed, those are all errands.
So I can say I did errands?
You could, but native speakers use a special grammar trick to sound more relaxed. Instead of saying I ran errands, we say I ended up running some errands.
Ended up. That is such a common native expression. Why do we say ended up instead of just I did?
We use ended up to soften the sentence. When you say I ran errands, it sounds like a strict military report. I cleaned the house. I bought milk. But when you say I mostly ended up running some errands, it implies that your weekend just naturally went in that direction. It sounds very casual.
I love that. You can use ended up for so many things. I ended up staying home. We ended up watching a movie. By the way, if you are finding this breakdown helpful, make sure to hit subscribe so you never miss these practical daily English tips that textbook will not teach you.
Let us put the busy weekend into our three-step framework. Acknowledge, detail, bounce. Listen carefully and repeat after me. Not bad. I mostly ended up running some errands. Did you get up to much?
Notice that bounce at the end. Did you get up to much? That is a fantastic alternative to how about you? It just means, did you do anything interesting?
Say it with me. Did you get up to much?
Did you get up to much? It is such a friendly way to pass the conversation back to the other person. Let us do a quick role play for the busy weekend. Emma, hey, good morning. How was your weekend?
Pretty quiet, thanks. I mostly ended up running some errands. Did you get up to much?
You see how naturally that flows. You do not need to list every single store you visited. Just one detail is enough.
Now let's look at the third scenario, the fun weekend. This is when you actually did something enjoyable, like going out for dinner or seeing people.
What is the best phrase for a fun weekend?
The most natural phrase is catch up with. I caught up with some friends.
Wait a minute. Earlier you said catch up on sleep. Now it's catch up with friends. That's a tricky difference.
It is a great difference to learn. We use catch up on for things or tasks, catch up on sleep, catch up on emails, but we use catch up with for people. You catch up with a friend. It means you haven't seen them in a long time and you sit down to share your news and hear their news.
That is a brilliant distinction. Catch up on things, catch up with people. So for my detail, I can say I caught up with some old friends.
Exactly. And to make it sound perfectly native, add the word actually. I actually caught up with some old friends. Actually acts as a gentle highlight. It shows that you had a surprisingly good time.
Let us hear the full framework for the fun weekend. I will ask the question. Hey Emma, how was your weekend?
It was great. I actually caught up with some old friends. How was yours?
Wow, that's 3 completely different weekends. Lazy, busy, and fun. All solved with the exact same simple structure. Acknowledge, detail, bounce.
Now we're going into the most important part of this episode. We're going to do an active practice session.
You cannot just listen to English, you have to feel the words in your mouth. We are going to simulate a real Monday morning interaction.
We'll do 2 practice rounds. In the first round, I will help you. In the second round, you're entirely on your own.
Imagine you're standing by the coffee machine. It's Monday morning. I'm your coworker. I'm walking into the kitchen right now. I'm going to ask you about your weekend. You need to tell me you had a lazy weekend.
Remember your framework. Acknowledge the question with, it was good. Give the detail that you took it easy and bounce the question back to Jack. I'm going to give you a few seconds to speak your answer out loud right now. Ready?
Hey, good morning. How was your weekend?
This is your time to speak. Say your answer out loud right in your room or your car.
Did you say something like, it was good. I just took it easy and caught up on sleep. How about you?
If you did, fantastic. If you hesitated or felt shy, don't worry. That's exactly why we're practicing.
Let's do round 2. This time, I want you to tell Jock you had a busy weekend running errands. Use ended up running some errands and ask him, did you get up to much? I'm walking into the office hallway. I see you by the elevator. Ready? Hey, how was your weekend?
Speak out loud right now. Tell him about your busy weekend.
Did you say, not bad, I mostly ended up running some errands. Did you get up to much?
Excellent work. You are building muscle memory. When you practice out loud like this, you train your brain to stop translating from your native language. You stop searching for individual words, and you start speaking in complete, confident blocks of English.
I love the acknowledge, detail, bounce method because it removes all the pressure. You no longer have to worry about being an incredible storyteller. You are just sharing one tiny piece of your life and keeping the conversation moving.
You did great today. Take out your phone right now, write acknowledge, detail, bounce in your notes app, and I challenge you to use it with exactly one person tomorrow morning.
And we want to hear your practice right now. What is one thing you ended up doing last weekend? Practice writing your detail sentence in the comments below using ended up, and we will reply to correct your English.
Keep practicing, stay confident, and we will see you in the next episode.